ಸೆಷನ್ನ ಚೇರ್ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮೇಡಮ್ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ನ ಮೊದಲ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಎಂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶರಣಮ್ಮ ಆರ್. ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ತರ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ತರ ಕೇಳಿ. Good evening, one and all. So in this session, we have altogether 13 members. They are going to present the papers or the articles. So here they have, among 13 members, some of them are going to present the paper with respect to the research article, and rest of the presenters, they are presenting theoretical based article. So let us make it as far as possible. We'll finish it off within 5:30. So each candidate can take 6 to 7 minutes. Okay, should not exceed 10 minutes. Okay, okay. So let us call Manjunath. So he's going to. So Manjunath, please introduce yourself and present your paper.
Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Manjunatham, research scholar, Department of Study and Research in Education, Karnataka State Open University, Mysuru. My guide name, Dr. Sharanamar, Associate Professor, Department of Studies and Research in Education, Karnataka State Open University, Muktagangotri, Mysuru. My topic is preparing for the classroom, life skills and mental health of B.Ed students at Coimbatore University. Abstract, the transition from student to teacher is a critical, demands not only academic preparations but also strong life skills and sound mental health. This study explores the relationship between life skills and mental health among Bachelor of Education students at Coimbatore University. As futures education, the students face variety of the stress, including academic pressures, teaching practice challenges, and career, all of which can impact the psychological well-being. The study aims to a level of life skills such as a decision making, emotional regulation, communications, and problem solving, and evaluate their influence and mental health outcomes such as stress and self-esteem. The study highlights the importance of integrating life skills training into teacher education programs as a prevent and promote strengths for mental health. The paper concludes with practical recommendations for curriculum developers, teacher educator, and policy makes to importance comprehensive life skills education and mental health support within B.Ed programs, ensuring that future teachers are not only professionally compared but also mentally resilient. Introductions. The Bachelor of Education program at Coimbatore University serves as a foundation stage of aspiring educators, them with pedagogical knowledge and skill necessary for effective teaching. However, the demands of the program can lead significant stress and mental health challenges among students. In this context, life skills such as self-awareness, empathy, decision making, and stress management play role of enhancing students' mental well-being and preparing them for the challenges of the teaching profession. Life skills and their importance. Life skills, a range of abilities that enable individuals to daily challenges effectively. According to the World Health Organization, life skills include competencies such as self-awareness, empathy, decision-making, problem-solving, and interpersonal communication for B.Ed students. These skills are not only for personal development but also for their future roles as educators. Research indicates that life skills education can lead improved mental health outcomes, including indifference in stress, mental health and challenge among B.Ed students. Mental health is a critical aspect of overall well-being. encompassing emotional, psychological, and sociological dimensions for B.Ed students. Maintaining mental health is essential for effective teaching and personal growth. Studies have shown that teacher trainees often experience stress annexed the differentiations to the various factors such as academic workload, teaching practice challenges, and future career. These mental health challenges can advise affect their academic performance and prepares for the teaching profession. Context to Coimbatore University. Coimbatore University, located in the Chikmagalur district of Karnataka, offers comparison B.Ed programs aimed studies with necessary skills and the knowledge for the teaching professional. There is limited research focusing on the life skills and mental health. Need for the study. Given the importance of skills and mental health in shaping effective educators, it is imperative to assess the factors among the B.Ed students at Coimbatore University, such as assessments that can provide valuable insights into the current status of the life skills and mental health. Identify across requiring interventions and inform the development of support systems that promote holistic students' development. This study aims to the bridge existing research gap and contribute to the teacher of education programs by integrating life skills, training, and mental health support. Mental health challenges among B.Ed students. Studies have highlighted that B.Ed students often experience levels of stress and depression due to the academic pressures, teaching practice demands, and uncertainty about future employment opportunities. For instance, research conduct among the B.Ed student, research in the related the significant proportion the students of reported average mental health status with no sustainable difference observed between male and female students or between those from rural and urban backgrounds. The role of life skills enhancing mental health. Life skill education has been identified as an effective strategy for promoting mental health among students. A study on large scale youth focused life skills training program in India. Integrating life skills education into the B.Ed curriculum at Coimbatore University could provide students with tools necessary to manage stress, build relations, for foster positive interpersonal relationship, thereby improving their mental health and overall well-being. Proposed interventions, curriculum integration, incorporated life skills education into the B.Ed syllabus, focusing on areas such as emotional regulation, decision making, communications, and stress management. Workshops and training programs. Organize regular workshops and training season on mental health awareness, coping, stressing, and resilience building. Counseling services. Establish accessible and conditions counseling services to provide students with professional support for the mental health issues. Peer support networks. Development peer support groups to foster sense of community and mutual assistance among students. Faculty development. Trainee faculty members to recognize signatures of mental distress and provide appropriate support to students. Practical recommendations for curriculum developers. Integrated life skills models include mental health literacy, use experimental learning for teacher educator, model life skills in practice, offer membership and guidance. Foster support environment, create classroom cultural that encourage open peer support and psychological safety and for discussion personal well-being. For policy makers, mandate well-being programs, fund counseling infrastructure, minority and equals. Conclusion. The mental health and life skills of B.Ed students at Coimbatore University are critical factors influencing their academic success and professional preference. By integrating life skills education into the curriculum and providing comprehensive mental health support, the university can equip future educators with the necessary tools, negative and challenges of the teaching profession, and contribute positive school climate. Such indicators, along with the national educational policies, holistic development and well-being in education, preparing future teachers for the classroom requires more the instructional techniques. It calls for equipping them with the internal resource, their personal and professionally. By life skills education and mental health support with B.Ed program, institution like Coimbatore University can contribute to building the reliance, comprehensive and effective teaching workforce ready to meet the need of 21st century learners. Okay, madam, thanks.
So thank you, Manjunath. First of all, I thank you. So he has conducted and presented a paper regarding B.Ed college students' life skills and mental health. If you have any questions, please clarify your doubts here itself. After each session, you can clarify your doubts or discuss with the presenter if you have any doubts. Otherwise, we'll move on to the second person, second presenter. So you should have prepared PPT. From next time onwards, you have to. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವರು B.Ed ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ he has conducted a study and he is suggesting the curriculum and the policy makers should inculcate or frame the syllabus or training workshops and everything. He stressed on those points. So it is very important for the B.Ed trainers especially. In turn, they teach or train the high school students or the primary or middle school students. So it is very important also. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿಪ್ಪ, ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾರು ಇದ್ರೆ. ಹಾಂ, yeah, that's why I told you now in the beginning itself. I told you because it is thematic one. You should have prepared PPT. Yes. Hearing and visible ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೆ. Is it okay with this paper? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So the next presenter is Bhairappa Halappa Go. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Myself, Bhairappa L. Halapur, research scholar. I am Dr. Devta D. Vasti, Assistant Professor and Research Guide, Department of Social Work, Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi, Karnataka. My title name is Nurturing Sustainable Future for Marginalized Children Through Life Skills Education, a Social Work Study. Introduction part. A concept of marginalization. Marginalization occurs when individuals in power make a specific person or group or people feel less important than others. Marginalized people are pushed to the outside or edge of society. The term marginalization mostly refers to the way that some individuals and their needs are disregarded in society. Like examples of marginalized groups include children, women, scheduled tribes, scheduled castes, people with disabilities, migrants, and the elderly. Next slide. A meaning of marginalization already cover. Do not know the margin of society is not a physical location. Marginalization is essentially an analogy that describes how certain people and their needs are overlooked in society. Next. Types of marginalization: social marginalization, economic marginalization, political marginalization. ಈಗ ನಾವು ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಸಾಧ್ವಿ ಮೈಥಿಲಿ ಅಂತ 2024ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಒಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಯನದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂತ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಜೀವನ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯಗಳ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ವೆರಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಂಗರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. Methodology, my paper methodology: design and data collection tools, design descriptive research design, and it is based on secondary data sources for books, journals, and online. Aim of the study: objectives to study the status of marginalized children, to examine the significance of life skills education for marginalized children to have a sustainable future, to explain the function and role of social work in helping marginalized children. Who is children? The 1989 United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child UNCRC in India, the term child or minor comes under 18 age. Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 under the age 14. The Plantation Labor Act 1951, child accused 14 under the 14 years. And the Motor Transport Workers Act 1961 and BD-CWAR Workers Conditions Employment Act 1966. Both definitions of child include under the age of 14. Matrimonial laws such as Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2016, majority until 21 years for males, and while females reach majority at 18. According to CRY, CEO Pooja Marwa, children aged 0 to 18 years, the government has introduced the Prevention of Offence Against the Child Bill 2019. Child as anyone under 18 years old. Next. Issues of children, chronic poverty, limited access to medical services, low vaccination rates, malnutrition, street children, female infanticide, child trafficking, child labor, more number of issues are comes. Next. Classification of marginalized children according to Human Rights Watch, socio-economic status, scheduled tribes, scheduled caste and low income children, caste and social hierarchy, untouchables. Next one, religion, children of Muslim descent may experience discrimination and exclusion. Geographic location, children living in slums, migratory communities or isolated or rural locations. Children with physical, mental, cognitive disabilities are classified as disabled. Gender, girls who might experience early marriage, unavailability of education and discrimination based on their gender. Statistics on marginalized children, this is national level and international level statistics, abused and child labor, child marriage related. Next one. Indian statistics, education, child abuse and exploitation, girl child. Next one. Concept of nurturing sustainable future according to sustainable development. First one, no poverty, no hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, peace, justice and strong institutions and reduce disparity. This is related to marginalized children for sustainable future. Components of life skills. Life skills are categorized into 3 types. First one, thinking skills, social skills and emotional skills. Next one. Meaning of life skills education. Next. Components of life skills education. Learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, learning to be. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇವಲ ಕಲಿಕೆಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೀಮಿತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. Concept of social work. Professional social work empowers individuals and communities, fostering social development and unity. It involves understanding human behavior, social, cultural, and economic structures. Social work basic methods are social case work, social group work, community organization. Auxiliary methods are 3 parts. Comes social action, social work administration, social work research. Next one. Significance of life skills for nurturing sustainable future for marginalized children. Already thinking skills discussed, creative thinking, critical thinking, decision making, problem solving. Next one, social skills are self-awareness, effective communication, interpersonal relationship skill and empathy. Next one. Last one, emotional skills, coping with stress and coping with emotion. Very important to children. Role of social work in nurturing sustainable future for marginalized children. Next one. Social work service for marginalized children's assessment, resource consultation, case plan development referrals, foster care resource, adoption, independent living, promote independent living, advocacy, counseling, psychosocial rehabilitation, provide moral education and legal awareness. Next one. Constitutional guarantees for children. Article 21 says children between the age 6 to 14 guaranteed the basic education and protection from hazardous employment. Article 24, Article 39E, protection from abuse and exploitation. Article 39F, equal to right to equal chances and healthy development. Article 45, right to early childhood care and education. Next. Government schemes for marginalized children. Ministry of Women and Child Development 2023. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Anganwadi services under the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0, Poshan Abhiyana, Mission Vatsalya scheme. Next. suggestion in my paper to provide individual and group counseling for needy children, provide awareness about coping with stress and coping with emotions, provide life skills training and education, give moral and ethical education to children, support psychological well-being for children, adopt life skills concept in primary and secondary schools curriculum. Government should appoint school counselors, social workers to all schools. Conclusion, this is my total paper conclusion. Any queries?
ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲೈಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೇನು ಲ್ಯಾಕುನ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೈಲೈಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲೈಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಮೇನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್, ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he said actually a social work, it is playing an important role in bringing them, these children, into the mainstream of our education system. Is it?
My title also, this title, my title name is Effectiveness of Life Skills Training on Emotional Well-being of Adolescents, a Social Work Study, and we have fourth progress report.
But you have taken marginalized children.
But change subject will be changed,
Okay.
but ನಮ್ಮ title will be Emotional Well-being.
Okay, nice thing. Okay, thank you. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ. Provisions, yes, he has mentioned. Yeah, even I noticed, because you said all the points, like including religion. Even I thought. Okay. ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Muslim. In that next candidate. Okay, ಹೌದಾ? Okay, Rashmi.
After then, one interchange happened between some Manjunath and so we went there and I am here.
Instead of Manjunath?
Yeah.
Interchange.
Dr. Manju. Yeah.
Oh, ND Manju?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes. Yeah, moving towards evening, and happy evening to all. And we are close to closing of the noon and towards the evening. And myself, Bhagya, yes, I'm a research scholar in education in RIE under the guidance of Dr. Vishwanatha Pasa. And my study is, ma'am, please. Okay, I'll go with. And impact of emotional intelligence and life skill on the academic performance and the well-being of the adolescent student. This is my study, and my study is related to the concern towards to the adolescent student, particularly who is studying in secondary education, that too related to 9th grade student. This is what the specific of my sample. And ma'am, please. And as we know that adolescent stage is a crucial stage, and they are in need of this mental well-being and also the academic performance. As we know that they will move towards to the facing this board examinations, so their pressure will be more. When academic is correct, everything is correct for them. So if academic is not on track, then everything goes out of track, even the mental well-being as well. So this emotional intelligence play a crucial role. And we are at this junction in the modern age where we are not showing most of our concern towards developing empathy and aesthetic sense of the student, and most of we are focusing about their cognitive development, not the affective domain we are focusing on. Even in schools also, most of the adolescent students, those who are facing means many problems, means maybe the biological or the psychological problem, age-related problems, we are not showing any interest to them, and that is also one of the concern in my study. So that emotional intelligence is one of the important variable in study I have chosen. And emotional intelligence is that when we pursue the emotion, recognizing and understanding and managing the emotions, not only understanding our emotions, even others as well. So then only it is possible to communicate well. And the another thing is that many studies have shown that the academic performance and also emotional intelligence have a connection between. So emotionally, if we are well versed and we are managing our emotions well, we can also manage the academic. Those who are having high EQ level, they are also good at academics. And the parallelly the life skill. So the life skill education, which encompasses the decision making and certain decisions related to personal as well as the academic decisions and problem solving, critical and creative thinking, and effective communication. So the communication is also one of the most important life skill. Most of the things when we face with a psychological problem, most of the students will not communicate. The adolescent student, the communication is the most important barrier in the psychological well-being of the adolescent. So in this barrier, it needs, so the life skill education is most important in that adolescent stage as well, and it also fosters the self-efficacy, positive coping strategies. So they can cope with the strategies, whatever the negative outcomes they will get in their life, and they navigate the problems in their life. And this is what UNICEF in 2012 also listed one of this life skill among the adolescents. And the next it is the conceptual framework, and why I draw these variables in my study. This concept says that, so the academic performance as a, and before the slide please, before the slide, yeah. So the psychological well-being, whatever we speak, most of these adolescents will be coming with a crucial junction. So the expectation of the parents, expectation of the institutions, and also most career choosing, channelizing age it is. So in that junction and these emotional intelligence, and if we integrate that in our classrooms, it can also positively help our students. And this concept, what emotional intelligence, I'm mentioning here Mayer and Solovy's definitions and for the concept, because the tool what I used for this study, it is related to this Mayer and Solo, and in 1919 they have given this ability-based model. This model is little different than this Goldman model. So the Goldman model is popularized, but this Mayer and Solovy's model has its own significance, because it says that emotion is not related only to the heart or the social expression, it is also related to the cognition. So at any cost, we should try to reach that emotion components to the cognition of the students or the adolescent or the individuals to whom we are interacting with. Then only does outcome what we can enhance the academic performance or maybe the psychological well-being, it is possible. And in his model, he demonstrated this Mayer and Solo both, and that model is adopted in my study. And here, and life skills, which is defined by the World Health Organization, and it is an adaptive behavior. So whatever the skill each and day-to-day life we will learn, that are all considered come under the life skill. It is one of the most important thing nowadays, and in the morning session also they spoke about. We parents are not channelizing the life skill and not transiting those skills what we have learned to our children, because we are also busy in our own ways and they are also leading their own paths. So this is what the linkages is not connecting between parents or the society with the kids of this adolescent stage. And it helps including decision making, problem solving and communication and intrapersonal skills. So interpersonal skills and also intrapersonal skills are most importantly recognized here as one of the important life skill. And this research shows that the life skill which fosters this resilience and self-efficacy of the adolescent, which is positively coping strategies and also essential to navigating academic problems. Most of the problems in that adolescent stage, school-going students, if we ask, the academic is the biggest problem for them. They may not ignore the problem, whatever is there from the environmental or family problems. The biggest problem what they face is academic performance problems. And they can maintain well, and also there's psychologically, this is what the balanced individual that UNICEF is mentioned about. And next, ma'am, please. And academic performance, always we know that is related to progress card. What marks they score and what they will do in their academic. It includes all the subject and the curriculum and co-curricular aspect, what they will deal with throughout the academic year. That is what considered as academic performance. And most probably we will assess the students typically with the grades, what they will get, and also the scores, what they got. And even co-curricular activity also nowadays we have grades. Through the grades and the scores we will evaluate the student. That is what considered as academic performance, that too standardized by the teacher or else by the boards and the authorities who assign the grades for them. And the psychological well-being, it is a key component. Overall mental health is relying on this component, psychological well-being. And it encompasses the emotional function. So psychologically I'm good means my emotions should be stable. If my emotions are not stable, I consider that I'm not a well-being individual. So this is what it says that, and life satisfaction and also capacity of managing stress and building meaningful relationship. So when we are psychologically well behaved and our friend circle, our family and relatives and workplace, everywhere we will balance the relationship positively. So if we are not learnt this, how to balance, that will be a problem. This is what those key components, and for the psychological well-being, this Ruff and Keys in 1995, they have conducted a study. In their studies, they have given this as a components of the psychological well-being. And move to the next. So because of the importance of these components, I have chosen this. And also I have reviewed many literatures related to these variables, particular variables. And that studies conducted in India as well as in other countries as well. It is, the results are similar. And maybe the contextual changes there, but the result, we can find out the similarities in the result. And one in Devi and the Begum in 2020 and parallelly Begum in 2024, they have conducted a study on emotional intelligence. And their outcome is that the EI, means emotional intelligence, appears strongly correlated, and it has helped to the superior academic achievements. In their studies, they have shown that it likely to the enhanced coping mechanisms. So they have built the coping mechanism with the environment so that their academic performance will be well placed and they perform well also. And this, yes, and overall this shows that, so it all connected to my variables, and summing up this review, I come to this significance of the study. So it is the significance because nowadays we know that academic focus to more holistic development we are moving. So the holistic development, keeping one particular component like cognitive development, it won't happen. So the holistic development will expect all-round development of an adolescent. For that, this emotional intelligence as well as the life skills are more associated, and by this association, we can get better outcomes of academic as well as overall well-being. And the next, ma'am, please. So these are my variables: emotional intelligence, academic performance, and life skill and well-being. This is what I explained still. And the next, so the objectives of my studies are, and objectives please. And so to examine the relationship between the variables what I mentioned, firstly it is emotional intelligence and academic performance, and as well as life skill and academic performance. And to investigate the impact of life skill education on socio-emotional development and also overall well-being of an adolescent, and to explore the combined influence, not only the emotional intelligence as well as the life skill as a training program and on the academic success. And the next please. And methodology of my study, it is most of it is mixed approach. Okay, ma'am. So this is a correlation study. Here we are studying the correlation between the 4 variables, and it employs as the 50 adolescent student from the Mysuru city school we have choose the 9th grade, and the tools and techniques what we used here is mentioned here. It is an emotional intelligence scale, as I said, MSc IT. This is Mayer and Solovy's emotional intelligence test. That is Indianized version we are using. It should not be a context contradiction, so that we are using that version. We used that version. And life skills inventory, it is the World Health Organization is given a list. Based on that guidelines, we have prepared that, and also it includes these components like decision making, problem solving, communication, and stress management. And the academic performance, most of them are collected from the school side, and the teacher's evaluation scores, grade point and average. And well-being scale, it is by Ruff et al. And this measured the associated with the psychosocial variables, components. Next, please, ma'am. And this is what the result of my study. And correlation coefficient and the value, it is a correlation matrix of the 4. And the next, please, ma'am. And we move to the interpretation of this result. It shows that, so it correlates were very significant and indicating meaningful association among all these variables. And emotional intelligence, and it has a moderate positive correlation, and also with the life skill. And if we go, we can see that if life skill also and also emotional intelligence also have the same significant on the variable called academic performance. And when we move to the well-being of the students, and it also has a positive correlation, and the findings were show that it is most significant and really important to have this EI and also life skill training. And this is what the findings and implications, and to adopt such integrative models, and the educationists and also teachers and administrators should work on. So not only just going with the fixing the boards and the scorings and showing 100% result is not enough for the society what we are living now. And it needs some more, means what we are lagging in, that should be channelized. And in conclusion, and the moderate between EI and academic performance with a positive relationship, the study shows that this model is really need to be integrate in the curriculum in each and every school, whether it is state board or CBSE or whatever. This model is very important. It can be adopted to any subject, because the subject-wise integration also done in this model. And this upcoming researchers should take this model in their subject, and it is also one of the gap for your research you can take away.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Please, presenters, I request you to please stick on to the time. Whatever you highlight the points now, just you highlight the gist of your paper. That's all. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Okay, nice paper.
Any
Nice
suggestion,
paper. No, nice paper, because she has conducted a study on emotional intelligence and life skills education, and it has a positive relationship or direct relationship with academic performance and psychological well-being. So she has shown the result also and concluded also.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
in
Thank
the
you.
slide, what I inserted that photos of the school and that was a real experiment what I conducted in the school. And they have said they need not to show video, so I hide and only the pic I show it. Thank you.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಐದರಿಂದ 6 ನಿಮಿಷ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಟೈಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
As said by Dr. Kelly, digital literacy is not just for students and educators. We all live and work in digital networks. Good evening to one and all present here. Myself, Rashmi, Research Scholar, Department of Studies in Education, KSOU, under the guidance of Dr. Janki Ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Studies in Education, KSOU, is standing here to present a paper on digital literacy as a life skill, a necessity for the 21st century. Why digital literacy matters? It matters for empowerment. So that is, it enables communication and critical thinking in digital media. So is it safe? Yes, it builds confidence, and safe technology use, it will be highlighting it. And it also helps in fostering inequities and information analysis. So what are the next key components of this digital literacy? First, it is regulated with education, then literacy, digital literacy, and life skills. Education, it is a continuous human development and enlightenment, while literacy, it is the ability to read, write, compute, and use technology. So digital literacy, so now there is a combination of digitalization and literacy, which is using digital tools to locate, analyze, and communicate. With this, now we have added upon life skills also. So where we adaptive, positive behavior for everybody, and it is a challenging. So now digital literacy in the 21st century. So what does it tell? So first it gives about the academic achievement. So access to online resources and e-learning. Now after the COVID, once the COVID started, now all of us have come to the mode of online classes, hybrid classes, where digital literacy is very important for everybody in the coming scenario. So there are, now based on that, we have self-directed learning materials also like MOOCs, which have Swayam platform, which is being conducted through IGNOU, CEC, IIM, IIT, AICTE for all the classes from secondary school to the higher education, which is giving a literacy. So here, interactive digital content for diverse learners. So it is not compiled only for a specific age group. Any age group can learn through this platforms also. So how does it help in the work readiness? So basic digital competencies required now for any of the employers. So now coming to the teaching profession, we have to know about the new tools like AI tools like DFIT, then Brisk Teaching, Canva, QReport, which all helps in the digital life in the present scenario. Now why is this digital literacy required? It is required for the e-governance. That is now every one of us know more than going for the ATM to draw. Even that is a digital literacy. More than that, now all of us have got into the mode of online payments. So there we require the digital literacy. It is also become a part of our life skills in our day-to-day life. Health and wellness. Now we sit in our house and order the medicines. We see that all our things are getting done on the place wherever we are staying. Then digital shopping. Now it has become eBay. Then we had home shopping 18 before. Now we don't have because it is not digitalized. Yes, now we have many others like Swiggy, wherever you are. Even in Mysore, when I was little shocked when I came here, suddenly I was wondering what to do for my food. So Swiggy was there, which helped me. So online. So everything we can do online here, and a civic participation. Somewhere we get the votings also for all these things where we can talk about the digitalization. So what are the principles of this digital literacy? So it tells that the understanding and comprehending digital media content. So what it is used for, where it has to be used, that has to be known as a principle of this. Then interdependence, media interaction and coexistence. Many times we will not get the news through our regular TV channels, where we get very fast in our social medias and in our digital networks like Insta, Facebook. We get more information than our regular social medias. Then social factors, sharing and message creation. Now we have to share somewhere. Now we are sitting here and our friends are somewhere, where immediately we send the photo, we are here. So how we are doing this? All these are through our digital media literacy only. So then curation, managing and archiving digital content. Now teachers are ready to create the content for the people online. You ask any course, it is there online. Any course, it is a self-learned materials which is present online everywhere. So this is what it is. Now why I am telling all this? This is already in our NEP 2020. So what does this NEP 2020 highlights on? It highlights on the technological enabled learning, that is from primary to higher level, digital education from primary to higher level, infrastructure development, that high-speed internet devices and digital content. Here the infrastructure development is not the classroom development. It is the development of the structure of the internet speed, which has to be available in the classroom situation, the devices and the digital content what is available for the students. Then teacher training, it has to focus on the digital pedagogy and skills has to be developed, giving a training to the students. And digital citizenship, as a responsible citizen, we have to know how responsibly we have to use this digital literacy and the safe technology, how can be used there. Then there are some of the challenges in this digital literacy. So what are the challenges? Access gap. So limited internet and device availability in rural areas. We don't see that all the rural areas get this digitalization. Even though we are talking about the digital world, digital India, many of the rural places still do not have the internet facility for the students studying there. They have to come outside the house to get the network, so that problem is still there. So that is an access gap what is creating there. And the quality issues of our slow networks and costly broadbands, that has increased, where when everybody is accessing, they are also increasing the amount of this. Then educational gaps, unequal curriculum integration. What it is required for that age, it has not been specified. The curriculum is being given more than what is required there. So the students, what will happen for the high school students, when they come to the class, they would have access to all those things in the network already. So when they come to the class, what will happen? They'll be not ready to receive from the teachers. So that is what is happening. Teacher readiness and training deficits. Teachers are not getting trained. For example, we saw that during COVID, many of the teachers were not literate through the digitalization, that using of computers, basic computers for the taking online classes. So they had to be trained, then it has to be taken to the class. So all these are educational gaps. Then coming to the strategies and initiatives, there are many strategies and initiatives which have been taken into consideration. Some of them are curriculum integration, then teacher development, and global programs like UNESCO, UNESCO has conducted global media and information literacy weeks, raising the promotion of policy citations. Then Digital India, that is PMG Disha literacy programs have been taken up. Then Istino eSchool, which is from the Google. They have started for the digital integration of early childhood education system and the Google strategy. So that Google's, safety is Google's Be Internet Awesome, a global initiative to teach kids about online safety and ethics. So all these programs have been taken to initiate the children with respect to how to use the digital literacy, how to incorporate the life skills through the digitalization. That is what it has been told. So in conclusion, I would like to conclude, digital literacy is no longer optional. It is essential for survival, success, and self-fulfillment in this 21st century. It empowers learners to think critically, communicate effectively, and participate fully in digital culture. As a life skill, it must be nurtured from an early age and supported through coordinated efforts across schools, families, and societies. Only then we can ensure that no learner is left behind in the digital age. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. So be here only. If you have any questions or doubts, you please. No doubts, sir? Because it is very. Yeah, so.
ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೋಟು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ಗಳನ್ನೇ ಆಗಲಿ. ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಮೈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 7 to 8 years ನಾನು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ನ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ 5 to 6 minutes ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಪೇಪರ್ ಟೈಟ್ಲು ಬಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂಥನಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಸಂದೀಪ್ BH, ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್, ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 7 to 8 years. ಮೇಡಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಓವರಾಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ಗೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ಲು, ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಮತ್ತು ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ, ಮಾಡ್ರನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಏರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಏರಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗದೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅಂತ, ಯಾಕೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಎರಡು ಕೋರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, 10 ಕೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, 10 ಕೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕೋರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ 10 ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಗ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು, ಮತ್ತು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು. ಈ 3 ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು 2ನೇ ಸ್ಲೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು WHO ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇಸ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೊ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ WHO ಒಂದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ 1919. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ 10 ಕೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಓದೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಮಗೆ 8 yearsಯಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಎಂಪತಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಎಂಪತಿನ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೋ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್, ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅವ್ನು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿರ್ತದೋ ಅವ್ನು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲು ಮತ್ತು ಕೋಪಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಈ 10 ಕೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ WHO ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸೋ ಥರ 10 ಕೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಮೇಡಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ PPT ಬೇಗ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ. PPT ಬೇಗ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ರಿಸ್ಕಿ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಡೋಲೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಏಜಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ರಿಸ್ಕಿ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಗ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ತುಂಬ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಳುಗಳು. ಇವಾಗ ಸೂಸೈಡಲ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ NCRB ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯೂರೋ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವರ್ಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟಾಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಟಾಪ್ 5 ಪೊಸಿಷನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸೂಸೈಡಲ್ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ರೆಸಿಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ನಾವು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕಲಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ 2 ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ನ ನಾನು ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್. ನಾವು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯನೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ NEP ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಶಾಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಚಿತ್ರಗಳು ನಾವು ಒಂದು 8 yearsಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು, ಶಾಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು, ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಪ್ರಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳುಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ. ಸೊ ನವೇಡೇಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕಲಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸು ಇದೊಂದು 4 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸು. ಅದಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳೋವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ, ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಕಲಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಅವನ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅವ್ನ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇಷ್ಟು 4 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ 8 ಇಯರ್ಸಿಂದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕಲಿಸಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಚಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಫೋಟೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು 10 ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಚಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ 80% ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಏನಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಪೇಪರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ವೇ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಬೆಟರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 10 ಇಯರ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು. ಆದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಒಬ್ಬ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಿಂತ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತುಂಬ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೂಸೈಡಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ NCRB ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ನೇಷನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you. ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೈಲೈಟೆಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ಟೆಡ್. ಏಕೆಂತಂದರೆ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನಂದರೆ WHO ಏನು ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ 10 ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ, ಅದು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅದು ಇಂಟರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟರ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎನ್ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿಯಲ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅದು ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೈಲೈಟೆಡ್. ಏನೇನು ರೋಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಬೀಯಿಂಗು 80% ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೈಲೈಟೆಡ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿಪ್ಪ, 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೇವಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಸಾವಿತ್ರಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿ. ಸಾವಿತ್ರಿ please introduce yourself to the audience.
A warm good evening to everyone. Myself Dr. Surma, Associate Professor, Department of Studies and Research in Psychology, KSOU. The paper I am presenting is an assessment of coping with emotion, dimensions of life skills among high school students in Mysuru district. It's previous. Decades back, even there was no topic called as a life skills as a separate subject to be studied. Why? The problem with introducing this as a part of the curriculum or towards inculcating it in the education system, there was a need. The need is previous generations, all the skills which we are discussing in today's scenario, all these were part of the lifestyle in our day-to-day life. Or the skills like self-awareness, managing with our emotions, or assertiveness skills, thinking skills, critical thinking, and logical decision making, all these were inbuilt from the childhood, and they were able to learn this throughout their childhood in the parenting style only. So, but as the education system has progressed, as there is a progression in the modernization, there are lots of scenarios where we are seeing that there is no more joint families or the senior people or the guidance which can be provided at the home in the basic years. For all these reasons, there is a necessity of inculcating the basic skills as a formal education system. So there comes the necessity of the life skills. Realizing this one, the WHO and UNICEF, they started making this classification, and they have listed, there are more than 14 different skills, but they have shortlisted it to the 10 skills, where we are focusing as the 10 different skills, okay? So WHO introduces life skills, or it defines life skills as the abilities for the adjustment and the positive behavior that enables the individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. See, in our life, we come across the success and failure, sadness and happiness, whether it is positive emotions or negative emotions, success, failures, are all the part of the life. But today's children, in the education system, in academic scenario, we are seeing that the children are not able to fight back with the failures. What is the reason for this one? Because they are not being trained to handle the success and failures in an equal weightage. At the same time, they are not even aware about how to understand and recognize their own emotions. So it's important that we need to understand this one. For this purpose, this particular paper focuses upon the emotional dimension only, coping with emotions. Emotions contribute to our character. So without emotions, we are meaningless. Like human life revolves around our emotions. We fight throughout our life to achieve positive emotions and to reduce our negative emotions. The search for happiness and to reduce all our negative emotions. So if it is so much important, then obviously we need to understand our own emotions as well as others' emotions. So that's the reason why it is important for the coping with emotions or emotional intelligence. Basically, the concept of emotional intelligence is given by Mayer and Solvay, and further it was highlighted, and it gave a new scenario by Daniel Goleman, who highlighted about emotional intelligence concept. The objective of this study is to examine the gender differences in coping with emotion dimension of life skills. Hypothesis is there is a significant difference between male and female students in coping with emotion dimension of life skills. The independent variables were high school students, gender, age, domicile, that is nuclear family and joint family and all, that is family type and rural, urban. All these concepts have been covered over here. Coping with emotions life skill is our dependent variable in this present study. Next slide. The operational definition, as I already mentioned, life skills refers to the set of abilities and competencies essential for dealing effectively with the challenges of life. The life skills scale developed by Anju Mohammed and Sabah Parveen is being used in this particular study. So these are the operational definitions for various other variables. Next slide, please. The research design, the research adopted a descriptive survey research, and the design involved survey method. A structured questionnaire was used to collect the data and for the life skills of high school students, and the questionnaire is standardized life skills scale which was administered. And the participants were around 1,000 high school students from Mysuru, where rural and urban both areas were being covered, and equal number of the male and female students were covered here in this one. The statistical analysis and interpretation was data, for that one SPSS is being used, descriptive statistics and inferential statistics, t-test has been used. Here, one second. The t-test was conducted to compare the coping with emotion dimensions of life skills, the scores between male and female high school students. The result indicated a significant difference in life skills score between male, that is 18.85, and standard deviation is 3.122, and the female students with a mean of 19.89 and standard deviation of 9.502. And here the significance is, we see that 0.021. The result indicates that female high school students tend to exhibit significantly higher coping with emotion dimensions of life skill compared to male high school students counterparts. And this has been substantiated with the various other reviews of literature which we have gone through that one. And to quote with that one, we have found that it is the classical studies which has been conducted highlights that the females are more towards the emotional brain part of our emotions, and at the same time there are various factors which contribute for the emotional management very well in the female compared to the male, for the reasons of social upbringing and the cultural upbringing, the parenting style, and the ability to recognize their own emotions and respond to others' emotions is very well trained in the girl or female children right from the basic age groups. For that particular reason, it is obviously seen that the female high school students were found to be more emotionally aware or coping with the emotions they were found. And this is also substantiated with a study conducted by the Fisher in 1998, where he also mentions about that individuals, when we compare with the male and female participants, the male individuals or the male participants have lack of confidence in accepting and being aware of their own emotional reactions. So this has been highlighted by the study of Fisher, which is being highlighted. The conclusion from this, what we understand is the research aims to contribute to the development of life skills curriculum in schools, which could greatly improve the students' ability to handle life challenges effectively. Life skills plays an important vital role in physical and psychological well-being of school students. Life skills abilities enhance the competence of students to face the realities of life more effectively and efficiently. The present study results indicates, as already mentioned, that female high school students demonstrated significantly higher coping with emotions dimension of life skills compared to male high school students' counterparts. I would like to mention few points over here regarding the emotional intelligence. As you have already discussed about it, and you are all presenting papers from the life skills. Being a psychologist, I would like to share few concepts. Emotional intelligence, to put forward in a simple terminology, it's the ability to express our emotions, understand our emotions, where to express our emotions, when to express our emotions, how much to express our emotions, is the ability to understand that one. At the same time, where not to express, when not to express, how not to express, this we should be aware. Not only this one, how much to express, how much not to express, how much intensity has to be put when expressing our emotions. All these abilities are the one which is understood in the emotional intelligence. To put it very simply, and for the key take, for you people, I would like to put 4 A's that is regarding the emotional intelligence. First and foremost is awareness. Awareness about one's own emotions is the first key to emotional management. The second one is acknowledge. Acknowledge your emotions, whether it is positive or negative, it does not matter. We are human beings. We are prone to experience positive emotions as well as negative emotions. It is part of our life. We need to acknowledge it. First one is becoming aware. Second one is acknowledge. Third one is accept. Whether it is positive, negative, humiliating, irritating, or enjoying, accept it. Accept as it is. And the fourth one is adapt to the emotions. When you can do all these things, you will become emotionally intelligent. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Any questions? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Actually, in our high school students, why we are yes.
Independent variable.
Okay.
Independent variable.
Yes, here we have focused upon that particular. I think it's a little. Can I just go through
Your taken class, gender, age as independent, and
yes.
that is
For the reason that I have just focused, in this particular paper, I have focused only upon the emotional, coping with emotions. Apart from that one, the complete study was conducted where we focused upon the comparison of rural, urban, domicile.
Boys
So
and
for that reason, the main paper concept only I have mentioned over here, ma'am. I just want to make it clear, this particular study was conducted upon this assessment of life skills completely, where we have not only this particular concept, this particular dimension, to be very frank, in the life skills scale, which I have been using over here, the 10 dimensions are there. Out of that, 1 dimension I focused is here in this paper. Okay. In the study, we have focused upon the age and the gender, the domicile, family type, all these things. For that reason, we have mentioned like that. I hope it is clear. Is anything else?
ಹೇಳಿ.
Yes, sir. As I put the very simple keynotes, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ adolescence is a age of stress and storm, we call it as, because it's an onset of puberty. With the onset of puberty there are hormonal changes, physiological changes, psychological changes, social changes and emotional changes, very important. And this is a viscous cycle because one area which when it gets upset, it is going to influence the other areas, and all these are going to influence directly to the academic activity of an individual, any individuals for that matter. Adolescence stage alli, it's very important that the children are made to understand that it is normal that the physiological changes, the physical appearance wise or the internal or external whatever changes are going to occur, so that they are supposed to understand that it is a process. So they are going to overcome that one. They will be full grown or full blown later, but this is a process. ಆ ರಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡೋಲೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ತಾರುಣ್ಯಾವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. The problem with the elders, the parents or the teachers is this age is problematic age ಅಂತ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ತಾವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಏಜು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ then they will become aware. So coming to your question regarding the emotional management, the children or adolescents suffer this with the problem with emotions because they cannot discuss with the friends, because friends are not giving proper information, and this today everybody runs to the Google Assistant, which is not going to give you good advice or wisdom. It provides only information. Okay, parents, they are scared, and at the same time there is a huge scenario that there is a generation gap. Our parents are not going to understand. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನೂ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. It's a common trend. And so the adolescents do not know where to get the proper information. So if proper information is given, for this reason only education system has implemented the puberty changes na idun madlikoskara psycho education na as a part of curriculum, they are giving that one. So if that is given properly, the children or adolescents will understand it clearly, then they will accept the changes and they will be comfortable with what is going on with them. First thing. Second thing, to accept the emotions are directly affected by the way they are being treated at home and at the school. There is a change. This is called transition period. So sometimes they are treated as children, sometimes they are treated as adults. So there is a confusion in the mind of the adolescent that whether I am a fully grown person or should I have the freedom or should I be under the supervision. So every adolescent should be given the instruction that with freedom comes responsibility. So if you are able to handle the responsibility, then freedom will be given. If not, freedom is not given. So ee awareness galna makkalu kottaga, at the same time accepting their own emotions and the problem with the hormonal changes and upheavals, adanna accept ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂತ ಒಂದು mindset ಅನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕಲಿಸಿದಾಗ it will be easy for them to manage.
Okay.
Sure.
Afterwards you can discuss with her, no?
Because
ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So good study, thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Five minutes.
Good evening, one and all. I am Bhagilakshmi, research scholar in the University of Mysuru under the guidance of Professor G. Sheila, Professor and Chairperson of the Department of Education in the University of Mysuru. My today's paper is named Scales to Skills, a meta-analysis of music integrated educational programs and life skills development. Most of the studies which I reviewed, they had given the conclusion that music integrated, next slide please, music integrated education, the conclusion says clearly that music integrated education has paved way for cognitive, emotional and social development, which affirmatively influences the academic performance, creativity and overall well-being of the children, whether they are primary children, secondary children, even the higher education in higher education institutions also, the studies regarding music integrated education is conducted. Next slide, please. So in my meta-analysis, I reviewed the articles with N number 10 from 4 databases. Most of the times we go for Google Scholar and ResearchGate, and curiously I just wanted to take the papers from MDPI and PLOS, both of which are open sources, data resources, that is Multidisciplinary Digital Publishing Institute and Public Library of Science. Next. So many researchers have evidence to prove the affirmative role of music in the development of life skills, such as social skills, emotional skills. Previous slide, please. Discipline, perseverance, self-confidence, problem solving, teamwork, communication, focus, time management, and self-esteem. Next slide, please. So these life skills, they give positive impact, and there are also researchers. I had seen researchers from 2 perspectives, and some of the researchers, they conclude that music integrated education enhances cognitive abilities, executive functioning, memory, spatial temporal skills, and thereby improving the academic achievement. Next, please. So I had 4 research questions during the beginning of the study. How does music integrated education benefit the development of life skills among students? And the second question was among teachers or the educators. And the third question was why music integrated education is necessary to develop life skills. And what are the constraints in integrating music in contemporary classrooms? These were my questions. So when I searched the research articles, the inclusion and exclusion criteria I have followed. Articles published in journals found on authentic sites were included, and keywords used for selecting the papers were music integrated education, music and life skills development, role of music in life skills development. And I had chosen the articles from 4 websites which were giving the open access to the articles. Next slide. The exclusion criteria includes so I left out the paid articles from the sites of Sage Journals or Taylor and Francis, like that I had left them. Repetitions were not considered. Books and book chapters were not considered, and conference proceedings were not considered for this study. Next, please. So these are the 10 studies which I had reviewed, and because of the paucity of the time, I cannot give the details. I had represented the participants of the study, each study, and the key findings and the conclusions, recommendations, and limitations of the studies in this table form. There are 10 rows describing each study, so I will not be able to explain all of them. That is presented in my article. Please go further. Okay. The limitations for this study, because of the selection from various publications, there may be publication bias, and studies with small samples, they have inflated the results. Then different studies have different assessment tools to measure the variables, so leading to variability in measures. Most of the studies are found in Western countries. That is the drawback which we are facing at present scenario. And though there are some Indian studies, music is treated as a therapy in such studies and not as an educational intervention. Only 1 or 2 studies are there, but still there is a big lacuna to consider the music as an educational intervention to get its positive results in the development of life skills as well as academic skills of the students. Next. So this is the conclusion. Several factors contribute positively for the development of life skills through music integrated education. Classroom transactions, teacher training programs, and performances in ensembles can be benefited by music integration. Because in the studies it is very clearly mentioned that when performances like when children perform in ensembles, they learn teamwork, leadership, time management, creativity. So many life skills they have learned. It is already proved that. Then music interventions in education, it promotes emotional, social, and cognitive growth among students. Next slide, please. So constraints for music integrated education in the present scenario is lack of teacher trainings with respect to innovative inclusion of musical pedagogy. So in some of the Western countries, we have seen the musical pedagogy as a different kind of pedagogy inclusion in higher education in the Department of Education itself. Then lack of empirical research in India on the benefits of music integrated education, it is clearly seen. So that lacuna has to be built. It should be cleared. Then recommendations by this analysis is studies to investigate the use of music integration in language learning, concept formation, whether it is in the subjects like mathematics or science, and personality development. Policy makers need to advocate for music inclusion in curricula to create a studio model approach to demonstrate different genre of music and to nurture the vibes of creation. So if this could be done, surely we can get the benefits, especially the positive benefits of music integrated education. Next. More longitudinal studies can help to understand long-term impacts which has to happen in India at present. Educators are to be trained in music integrated pedagogy, whether they are early childhood educators or the secondary educators or the higher education educators. So all the teachers, they need to have at least some basic knowledge of the music and some creativity or innovativeness to include the music education in their respective fields. Next slide. So this is how the meta-analysis of, just I could take 10 studies, but each study was different in its own way, and I enjoyed studying this, and I thank KSOU for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
ಏನಾದರೂ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಟೀಚರ್ನ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿಪ್ಪ. ಪುಷ್ಪ ಆರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಎಸ್ ಯಾರು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ವ? ಇವರು ಶ್ರುತಿ ಸದಾಶಿವನ್ ಬನ್ನಿ. 5 ನಿಮಿಷ, ಇವಾಗ ಓನ್ಲಿ 5 minutes.
ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಂ, ಇದು ಮಧು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಯ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಟೈಟ್ಲ್ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾರು
Good evening, one and all. Myself, Shruti Sadashivan, research scholar and assistant professor, St. Joseph College of Education. My guide, Professor Sheila Ji. So we have planned to prepare a paper on the title, From Experience to Competence. Again, it is a meta-analytic insights into life skill development through experiential learning. So this study is mainly focusing, I've taken around 9 studies. So the objective of the study is to identify the patterns of analyzing the studies on experiential learning and to involve life skills, how we can develop life skills. So the methodology goes, so examining the 9 studies into life skills development through experiential learning. Next slide. So these are the 9 studies. So I've taken this studies from different journal like Scopus, Google Scholar. The journals are mentioned there.
in different areas. It might be pediatrics, or it might be from the psychiatry, or from the academic level. So different samples are also being mentioned here. Have taken the findings also, so we can see the citations also of all the research papers which has been mentioned in that. So the maximum we can see at the paper 2, life skills through activities among secondary school students. That is again, the study was done in 2015. So this paper, we could see the maximum citations, 241 citations, and the finding, the next slide. So the next slide also goes. So blended learning, it might be the experiential learning through developing the career skills among the children. It might be the employability skills, which has been really, among all these studies, we can see the vocational skills are enhanced through experiential learning. So most of the studies we can see the vocational learning skills can be developed, that is the life skills can be developed through experiential learning. Next, sir. So the major findings, if we can take up overall, the findings goes like this. The consistent improvement across all the concepts. Instead of studying rote learning in different areas, if we can implement experiential learning in developing these life skills, I think that is the scope is really more. That we can develop the interpersonal skills, intrapersonal skills, again relevant to the context. Learners' engagement also can be developed. We can give special children also inclusive pedagogy. So the design and implementation factors are also mentioned in several studies. Okay, so here we can understand that what are the policies the government has to plan to inculcate experiential learning into life skills. So here, the curriculum integration. So whatever pedagogy we are learning or teaching, we need to adopt experiential learning so that we can see a good improvement in achieving the life skills, which is mentioned by the WHO, the 10 main life skills. Again, in the training institute, teacher training institute also, we need to develop this. Again, equity and access, research and innovations. Again, when I just took the papers from 2014 to 2024, I could find hardly 9 papers. So very limited studies were done on these areas. I think we need to do a research and innovation on developing these areas. So finally, I would conclude that seeing this studies, that vocational competence, it might be emotional intelligence, all the life skills, majorly we can develop it by giving experiential learning to the students. Next slide. So we know that experience is a teacher of all the things. So if we can do this in our classrooms, and then I think it is possible to really bring up all the 10 life skills which has been mentioned by the WHO. Thank you, ma'am.
Another question, Idya. What are the components of experiential learning? Experiential learning, the components ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, again abstraction, again observation. So all that will be coming. Kolb's experiential learning methods.
So components are methods of experiential learning. Okay. Another questions ಇದೆಯಾ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ? Do you have any questions? ಏನಿಲ್ವಾ? Okay pa, thank you. Thank you. ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಹೆಸರು ನಾಗೇಶ್ವರಿ? Okay, okay, ನಾಗೇಶ್ವರಿ.
Good evening to one and all. Resilient teachers are more likely to create positive and supportive learning environments which can lead to improved student outcomes. Very good evening to one and all. I am Nageshwari PN, research scholar, Mysuru University, Department of Education, under the guidance of Dr. Ningama Sibetsu, Senior Professor, Mysuru University. Today, I am going to present the paper on From Stress to Strength, How Resilient Are Future Teachers. Next, sir. What is resilience? It is the ability to bounce back from adversity, frustration, and misfortune. It is about adapting successfully to significant challenges. According to APA 2020, psychological resilience defined as the ability to adapt and thrive despite adversity. Why resilience matters for future teachers? This is the challenge. Teaching is a demanding profession. Our future teachers Our B.Ed students face unique pressures, academic rigor, practical training, and emotional demands. After the COVID-19, the further worsened these challenges. Teachers are handling technical barriers and manage student engagement in virtual classrooms, often without adequate training. Next slide, sir. The need of the study is to thrive in this environment and become effective educators. They need strong psychological resilience. Existing literature says that trainees with higher resilience scores performed significantly better in classroom management and adapted more effectively to teaching challenges during their practicals. Today, teachers are expected to multitask behind traditional teaching, including administrative duties, extracurricular activities, and continuous professional development. So, my study's objective is to assess the level of psychological resilience among B.Ed students. Second objective is to find out whether there is a significant difference in psychological resilience with respect to gender among B.Ed students. To find out whether there is a significant difference in psychological resilience with respect to family type among B.Ed students. Hypothesis is there is no significant difference in psychological resilience between male and female of B.Ed students. There is no significant difference in psychological resilience among teacher trainees based on family type. Next, sir. Methodology, we are using the present study adopted a descriptive survey method to assess psychological resilience among B.Ed students. I am constructed a research tool based on the 7 components under the guidance of my guide. Analysis, I used percentage and t-test. Okay, the result shows that below average, 18% among the B.Ed students, 44 is average level of psychological resilience. Next, the objective find whether there is a significant difference in gender. The gender male mean is 192.437 and female is 182. This says that the male exhibited slightly higher resilience than girls, but that is not significantly statistically significant. Okay, next slide, sir. The third objective is to find out whether there is a significant difference in psychological resilience with respect to family. We got statistically significant in this objective. Participants from joint families reported significantly higher psychological resilience than those from nuclear families. Okay, sir. Our recommendation is first, teacher education programs should incorporate mandatory resilience training modules focusing on stress management, adaptive coping strategies, and emotional regulations. Second, family-based support system, because our giant family get more psychological resilience. So, should be established particularly for students to nuclear families through counseling and peer network and mentoring. The third, the institution should organize regular mindful workshops and mentoring programs. Policymakers must training colleges allocate resources for mental health support in teacher training colleges. These results point to the importance and incorporating resilience building activities into teacher training to help students better manage both academic and personal demands. Behind every great student is often a well-supported teacher. Their mental health is the silent strength that underpins education excellence. Thank you very much. Okay.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿಮ್ಮ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಅನ್ಯ ಜಯಶೀಲ. ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ವೈಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ 2 ಲೈನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ರಿವ್ಯೂ 2 ಲೈನು, ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ 1-2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ, ಮಧು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿವನ್. My topic is transformation of teacher education, role of professional skills in empowering BA trainees for the 21st century. You already know that the teacher should having a professional skills, teaching skills and pedagogical skills. So I am taking this in professional skill as an main theme in this paper. The abstract is the evolving education landscape of 21st century demands a shift in the teacher education, emphasizing the integrations of professional skills into a B.Ed program. This includes cognitive and non-cognitive abilities. You already know that the cognitive abilities are thinking, emotional intelligence, communication, adaptability, that are essential for developing competent, reflective, and social responsibility of a teacher. So nowadays, teacher has lost their social responsibility in their teaching field. So that's why through the experiential learning strategies like micro-teaching, role play, and reflective journaling, BA trainees can enhance their classroom management, job readiness, and cultural sensitivity. The keywords of this paper is professional skills, teacher education, cognitive skills, and life skills. Mainly, in the introductions, the modern classroom demands teacher to have both pedagogical knowledge and essential life skills. These skills includes critical thinking, emotional intelligence, communications, and adaptability. So that's why B.Ed trainees need these competencies to fulfill their roles as effective educators and mentors. So global research emphasizes the importance of integrating life skills into the teacher education program. Next, review of literature. A study of life skill of B.Ed teacher trainee of Tong district, Sharma, Tiwari and Chopra, etc. I am making two tables. The first table is summarizing the key life skills, cognitive and non-cognitive abilities, brainstorming like that. In the professional skills categories, the cognitive skills, non-cognitive and brainstorming, social and culture, etiquette and interview skills. This description of cognitive skills are critical thinking, problem solving and decision making. Why this is important for a B.Ed program is it equips the future teachers with intellectual tools to plan lessons, analyzing the student performance and adapt to dynamic learning environments. Likewise, we list out the non-cognitive skills for emotional intelligence, empathy and time management and resilience, and also it helps for the B.Ed trainees to help the future teachers build strong interpersonal relationship management, classroom stress and create an inclusive and positive learning atmosphere. Likewise, brainstorming, social and cultural etiquette. Then next, interview skills. Then the table 2 is it concerning about the integrative professional skills into the B.Ed curriculum, integrating professional skill into the B.Ed program, B.Ed curriculum. Then methods are listed out that workshops and seminars, peer learning, micro-teaching, role play and simulations, and reflective journals. In the workshops and seminars, we have interactive sessions on communication and test management in B.Ed program, and also the peer learning, the group activity to develop collaborations and empathy. And micro-teaching, you already know that the micro-teaching skill is essential for a B.Ed program for a 6-minute. 10 skills we have learned in a B.Ed program. So that's why it helps to improve the communication and self-confidence and planning. So role play also very essential for our B.Ed trainees to experience their real life scenarios. So then reflective journals encourage self-awareness and emotional regulations. So we thinking that what are the benefits we come across through the professional skill for future educators. The one is the enhancing critical thinking. Critical thinking is essential for a teacher to learn the things through his criticizing. So fostering emotional intelligence and promoting inclusivity and cultural sensitivity, and also it's strengthening the communication and collaborations and improving classroom management, and also it's boosting the job readiness. You already know that it improving the boosting the job readiness through the professional skills. So what are the challenges while we are implementing these professional skills in a B.Ed teacher educations? Though the lack of trained faculties and also overloaded curriculum, limited practical exposure and assessment difficulties and resistance to change. The next Through this paper, I am recommending that embedded life skills in curriculum and faculty development programs are essential for a BA trainees and integrate reflective practices and establish industries and school partnership. Through these, I am concluding that integrating professional skill into the BEd program is essential to prepare teacher for not only for an then local areas, but for a global. Then next, embodying life skills using experimentation learning and encouraging reflective practices help to develop empathic, competent, and adaptable educators. So thank you, one and all.
Any questions here? It is very important. The professional skill is very important for a BEd teacher, isn't it? Allah? So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ದರ್ ಆರ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಸಮರ್ಪಕವಾಗಿ ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನ್ಯ ಜಯಶೀಲ.
Effective communication, the key to healthy relationship and career growth. Yeah, here we know that communication, it is the backbone of human interaction and for our teacher also. See, yeah, communication is needed for everyone. Especially we are a teachers, we should know what are the communication skills are. Before that, we'll discuss about some types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, written, visual communication, and digital communication. As we know that verbal communication is commonly used one. Yeah, face-to-face interaction, like that. Non-verbal communication, body language. See, I can attract you with my words, with some of the informations and by a voice modulation. That's what a kind of non-verbal communication. And written communications are email, letters, report, memos, and others. Visual communication. Yeah, what you're seeing there, PPT, that's what the best example of visual communication. Apart from that, diagrams, charts, video slides, like that. The last one, digital communication. Yeah, digital communication nowadays, yeah, we know about mass media and social media. Some of the platform of there in digital communication. Coming to the core components of effective communication: clarity and consciences, active listening, empathy and emotional intelligence, providing appropriate feedback, adaptability to audience and context. Yeah, these are the important thing. Then only it will be a good communication. The communication relationships. See, communication relationships, strong, healthy relationship with personal, familial, and social are rooted in effective communication. Yeah, we know the politician, how they are communicating with people. Because of their communication, their talking skill, they become the good leaders. Coming to the communication in career and workplace, one of its most significant role as a leadership skill, leaders who communicate clearly, confidently, and passionately. Yeah, I already given some example like that. For that, barriers to effective communication, yeah, some of the barriers are there. For example, language and cultural differences are there. Strategies to improve communication. One of the most effective strategies is to participate mindfulness and active listening. Mindful involvement, that's what needed here. To conclude my topic, yes, as a teacher, dear professors and lecturers, communication is needed for everyone. Nowadays, it is also a part of ability, quality of a teacher. Thank you very much.
ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲೋನ್
It's not possible.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ಸ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ನ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಹೌದಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆನೂ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೌದಲ್ಲ ಹೌದಲ್ಲ
Thank you so much.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಇದು ಟೈಟ್ಲ್ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಾನೇಶ್
A very good afternoon to one and all. Good evening to one and all present here. Respected chairperson, my co-presenters and delegates. I am Anija Sheila, a research scholar under the guidance of Professor Ningama ma'am, University of Mysore, and I'm also an assistant professor at St. Joseph's College of Education, Mysore. I am excited to present my paper on the topic Connectivism in the Digital Age, preparing BA trainees to enhance youth well-being through networked learning environments. Next. I would like to introduce the topic. Digitalization is reshaping education. We know we are in the digital era. All of us are so much dependent on the digital media. Children and youth also live in a hyper-connected world. Educators must nurture both learning and well-being. We not only should teach content, we also should take care of the well-being of the students too. Connectivism can guide BA trainees in this task. Now, what is connectivism learning theory? We would have heard about behaviorism, constructivism. This is a new theory, not so new. It was proposed in the year 2005 by George Siemens. The idea that knowledge exists everywhere and is assessed and organized by the learner. Here, learning is the process of creating connections and developing a network. So learning proceeds by networking by humans or by digital means. Part of learning is considering the value of information and determining it is useful. So the history, as I told you, it was put forth by George Siemens in 2005, along with Stephen Dons argued that the current learning theories were limiting and suggested that a new theory was needed. Here, the amount of knowledge in the world is increasing at an extraordinary rate, and the ability to discern important from unimportant is increasingly a modern skill worth developing. The key principles of connectivism: diversity of sources. We know we have a lot of sources through the internet. Connection over retention. It's not only retaining what we learn, but also to create connection between the learning sources. Learning as network growth. As I told you, this theory focuses on learning through networking. Next. Why connectivism for BA trainees? Here we know, because I'm a assistant professor at BEd College, I know how much our trainees are dependent on the digital network. So it prepares trainees to facilitate collaborative real-world learning, guide digital self-learners, and support emotional and digital wellness. So our students are dependent on digital, so are we. Yes. What are the challenges faced because of digitalization? The risks to youth well-being. So we are talking about digitalization and youth well-being. Here cyberbullying is very common. Digital overload, so overloading of the digital content, anxiety and social comparison. So when all of us are so much dependent on the digital media, take for example whether it is Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever. So we always like our friends to see our WhatsApp and Instagram. Okay, this is about youth well-being. Next. What are the opportunities for well-being? Digital platforms can support emotional expression. They foster social connection. They provide an access to support tools. Okay. What are the factors influencing youth well-being? The home and school. So when we are talking about youth well-being, the home as well as the school has to support them for their well-being. Social relationships plays a vital role in influencing the youth well-being. Mental and physical health, we had some presentations on that. Yes, sense of belonging. Our present youth are losing that sense of belonging. So it is like I, it's not we. So we as teachers, teacher trainers, we have to see that feeling of belongingness comes to our trainees. What are the areas of well-being? How can we foster them? Connect, we have to connect with them, be active, take notice, keep learning, and also give. So through these ideas, I think so we can foster youth well-being. What are the connectivist strategies for well-being? Practical classroom applications in our B.Ed colleges, we can practice this. Online peer communities, we create groups, so peer communities are there. Multimedia storytelling is another strategy. Reflective digital journaling and teaching digital citizenship. So through this, we can foster connectivism strategies. What are the implications in our teacher education? This includes digital pedagogy, our teacher training. In our curriculums, we have to see that this is incorporated. Focus on emotional intelligence, use digital micro-teaching, encourage reflection on personal tech use. Next. What are the challenges? Digital infrastructure gaps, limited faculty awareness. Our students are much more tech savvy than us, so trained faculty in digital technology are few. So we have to update our knowledge. Overuse of technology also is a challenge. What are the recommendations? Integrate digital technology into curriculum. Faculty training should be there and promote collaboration. In conclusion, as based on my topic, B.Ed trainees must be educators. They are the future educators for our future citizens of our country. So digital mentors they should be, and they should be well-being advocates. Connectivism helps them nurture the whole child. So it is the overall nurturing of the child which the present teacher should do. So thank you so much.
Questions ಇದೆಯಾ? Do you have any questions? ಸೊ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜೀಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೈಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬನ್ನಪ್ಪ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಸಂಬ್ರೀನ್. ಹಾಂ, ಪಲ್ಲವಿನಾ? ಓಕೆ.
Good evening, one and all. First of all, I would like to thank for Ksou Karnataka State Open University for conducting such a wonderful 2 days international conference on life skills and well-being of children and youth in digital world. My title is Life Skills Education among Student Teachers of B.Ed program. I am presenting my paper under the supervision of my guide, Dr. Venkatesha K., Dean and HOD, Department of Studies in Education from Davangere University. Next. Life skills has emerged as a crucial component of teacher training in contemporary educational discourse among student teachers enrolled in Bachelor of Education program. The development of life skills plays a foundational role in shaping their personal, social, and professional competence. As future educators, student teachers are expected not only to possess a strong pedagogical knowledge, but also to exhibit qualities such as empathy, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, decision making, effective communication, and problem solving. This study explores the significance of the life skills education within the B.Ed program. It highlights the need for structured life skills education training integrated through curriculum design, experiential learning, reflective practices, and peer collaboration. In this, I have taken the keywords life skill. Next. Keywords: life skill education, student teachers, and B.Ed program. Introduction: UNICEF gives to a clear understanding that powerful behavioral outcomes are the results of interrelations between the skills, most importantly, the psychosocial and interpersonal skills. Life skills education may provide student teachers with the strategies to make healthy choices that contribute to a meaningful life. It facilitates a complete and integrated development of younger generation effectively as social beings and make them socially more sensitive. I have collected the review of related that I have mentioned in my paper, and also the need and significance, why it is necessary to study, to implement the life skills to B.Ed program. And objective of the study is to explore the significance of the life skills education within the B.Ed program, emphasizing its role in preparing student teachers to meet the diverse demands of the teaching profession. In this research methodology, the study is based on secondary sources of data such as articles, books, research papers, websites, etc. I have mentioned the history and then definitions of life skills. Finally, the various life skills given by WHO, why these life skills are beneficial to the B.Ed student teachers from the diverse background for curriculum integration, internship and practice, peer collaboration, cultural and global awareness, leadership and initiatives, mental health and ethics, institutional role, policy support, digital life skills, 21st century readiness. For these all beneficials for the B.Ed program student teachers. At last, finally, to conclude, life skill education is an essential dimension of teacher training that significantly contributes to the holistic development of the student teachers in the B.Ed program. Life skill education enables student teachers to not only navigate the challenges of the teaching profession, but also to serve as role models for their students, promoting values such as empathy, respect, and responsibility. References have mentioned, ma'am. Thank you.
Pallavi. Sambrina.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Samrin and I am pursuing my MEd. I'm in 4th semester and I'm presenting the paper called Life Skills Among Secondary School Students under the guideship of Dr. Rangaswamy C., Assistant Professor, Department of Studies in Education, Davangere University. As we know, life skills serves a diverse array in the construction of abilities and competencies that enable individuals to manage the various situations in everyday life. The life skills are essential for coping up with the demands for the modern world, where change is constant and adaptability is crucial. A student can acquire life skills through both formal and the affluent tapestry of experiences encountered in a day life. Schools play a vital role in nurturing the abilities, like allowing students to build resilience and confidence in their personal and academic lives. The primary aim of the paper is, and the primary aim of the study is to explore several dimensions of life skills among secondary school students. This paper delves into a range of dimensions of life skills among psychological competency and enhance interpersonal abilities such as problem solving, critical and creative thinking, empathy, stress management, logical thinking, and effective communication. Understanding and strengthening these skills is crucial for shaping a generation of responsibility, capable, and emotional intelligent individuals. The need and significance of this study is, in the millennium of education, youths are navigating a variety of pressing challenges such as abuse, addiction, and other antisocial behaviors that can have dimensional effects not only on individuals but also on the wider community. So we must address these challenges holistically to support the well-being and development of our youth. And the objective of the study is to throw light on the importance and the role of life skills among secondary school students to understand the psychological well-being. And you can skip. Yeah, benefits. I have listed some benefits of life skills, and I mean providing the life skills among the secondary school students. Life skill education at the secondary school level goes beyond academics and build confidence in oneself and other to alter their behavior and to prefer healthier choices in life. It helps the students to overcome challenges in social situations and make remarkable contributions to the society. It significantly improves the emotional intelligence of the students, which encompasses the capacity to recognize and manage one's own emotion while also being attuned to the emotions of others. It promotes self-awareness, and encourages the building of healthy relationship with peer groups, family, teachers, and in the school environment. Adaptability of life skills can prepare the students to cope with the hardship to pursue their goals easily. It helps the young generation to understand the situation and can make them to take the right decisions wisely. To conclude, without providing life skills education, we may create or we can take the risk of creating environment that appears not only to a group of students who exhibit bad behaviors such as disrespectful, aggressive in nature, learning disabilities, mental health issues, or negative peer influence, low grades, lack of organizational behavior, unethical or poor social skills, but potentially sidelining the border student population. So we have to, it is mandatory and very essential to provide the life skills for the students who are in secondary schools. So thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all. ರಮೇಶ್ ಇದಾರ, ಆಮೇಲಿಂದ ಸಾವಿತ್ರಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ವೈಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಮೇಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ 14 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೆಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಪೇಪರ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ದ ಥಿಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಒನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ನೈಸ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೆಡ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್. Thank you one and all for your presentation. Thank you.
ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಷನ್ನ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾನಕಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಕಾಣಿಕೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.